Okay, hi guys. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look at here as to what is slope, okay? So I have on here some different words: rate of change, um, vertical and horizontal change, an equation, rise over run, a graph, a measure of line steepness and direction, and table of values. So the first thing I would like you to do is I would like you to identify which terms go along with slope. I'll give you an example to get started. Rise over run, we've heard that. That's when we're looking for slope, right? What are some other terms that refer to slope? And you can pause this video while you look for your choices. Okay, so what is slope? We already gave you rise over run. Is it a rate of change? Yes, it is. That is one you should have circled. It is a rate of change. Is it vertical change or horizontal change? Absolutely is. Remember, we do the vertical change always before doing the horizontal change. Is it an equation? No, that was from our proportional activities. Is it a table of value? No, it is not. Is it a measure of a line's steepness and direction? It absolutely is. We've been looking at those charts on the graph and how they work. Is it a graph? No. So these three are not, and the other ones are what represent our slope. Alrighty now, so looking at our next slide, on number 2 here, we are looking at, above here it says, what is slope? And I'm going to go over the basic directions for how we find slope. We have to first find some good points on our charts. So when we say good point, we mean going right through that center point of a line, not like this, hitting right in that middle section, okay? So let's look at this. So if we're going to find slope, we have a chart and we have our line going through our chart. We want to find some good data points. Here is an excellent data point, right? Even if you didn't choose that one, and let's say you chose this one, I'm going to show you something about that because you're going to be right either way. Okay, we're going to look at our vertical or over our horizontal or rise over run, whichever one you want to think about first. Rise over run is up or down, and run is always you're running one way or the other, right? Okay, so we're going to go rise up. We're going up to 2, and we're coming across here to the 3. So my slope on this graph is 2 over 3. That is the slope. Now let's say you did choose this other point here, okay? Let's do our rise first. We're going to rise up to the 6, and then we're going to run to the right over 9. So then I have 6 over 9. Okay? Both of these numbers can be reduced by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So as you can see, it doesn't matter which point you chose, you're still going to get the same answer. Okay, one more example of this. I want you to pause your video while you find the good line segment to put your data point at, and then come back to me. Okay. Did you choose that this is a good point here because it crosses right in the middle there? Okay. This also could have been a point that you chose. Doesn't have to be. So let's look at our rise. Remember, is up or down is our rise, and our run. My thing is a little too thick here. Run is left to right. So we're going to rise up 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's my rise, and my run is over 1. All right, so 4 divided by 1 is equals 4, so that is actually our slope. Now, let's say you chose that this spot was a good one. It's the same thing. I'm going to rise up 8, and I ran over 2. Okay, let's divide these. We can reduce these, and we reduce by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1, or we could just say 4 is our slope. Okay, let's go to look at our next problem. Okay, I already made this out. Kalia walks 5 blocks in 2 minutes. And I'm sorry you can't see that. It says 5 blocks in 2 minutes. Okay, 5 blocks in 2 minutes. And I want you to figure out the slope. So I want you to take a minute to think about this. Look at our chart. We have blocks on this side, and we have our minutes down here and our x-axis. So if we're going to walk 5 blocks in 2 minutes, okay, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to put a data point representing Kalia walking 5 blocks in 2 minutes. Okay, did you choose my rise is 5, or on the block side, she walked 5 blocks in 2 minutes. So I have a data point there, right? 5 blocks in 2 minutes. Now, what am I going to do with this to figure out the slope, right? We don't have anything else drawn on this chart. In other charts, we had lines. Okay? So let's figure out our rise over run. The best you can, and I know it's a little hard on this chart, I want you to try to connect these through the middle, and I didn't do such a good job there. Okay, so our rise, again, is up and down, could be down, we're just going up now, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And our run is 1, 2. So 5 over 2 is our slope. Now, if I wanted you to add more data points, what does that really mean in this type of chart? Well, we know that Kalia walks 5 blocks in every 2 minutes. So we're going to look at where our first data point was 5 over 2. Let me change the color now. So now we're going to, Kalia's walked, 2 minutes have passed, she's walked 5. 2 more minutes, and she would pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's our rise. My run is 2, so I'm going to go over 2. 1, 2. There's my other data points. So now I have a full chart showing her rise over run from figuring out her first data point to a second. So Kalia walks 10 blocks in a total of 4 minutes, okay? Now, again, 10 over 4, if you use that as a data point, reduced by 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, now, this is going to be your exit slip. So you're going to do this work on your piece of paper that I gave you. So if we look at our exit slip here, customers at the gym pay a membership fee to join, and then a fee for each class they attend. What is the amount of the membership fee? So I want you to look at our chart here. This is cost in dollars on this side and numbers of classes. To look at the first question being what is the amount of the membership fee, where does our information start at? It starts right here at 60. We're at that first data point, right? So that is what they pay for that initial value. Remember that word, initial value. We've heard that before. Now, your second question is to identify the slope. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try to identify slope and then come back. Okay, so slope. If we look at this data points for classes, it's pretty interesting, right? Our trend line goes straight